Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 14 of the Ashton Gate 8. And you will see we are now 2 days removed. 2 days removed? 2 days away from 2025 and the start of the January transfer window. And we are absolutely flying. We have gone up to second in the league. The last time we left off was the 6-2 win against Blackpool, and it's been constant wins from there. Great performances. Goals galore. Scott scored 2 there, obviously. Then we then went and hosted Swansea on the Tellybobs. Oh my God, kill yourself, Matt. I've just said Tellybobs. Tommy Conway getting 2, Cozy Dewberry back amongst the goals. Lewis Warrington getting his first goal for the club. And then a 3-1 win against Luton. And Luton, mate, honestly, Luton, 18th in the Championship. They have just capitulated since coming down. If you look at their transfer history, they lost £21 million. They sold Ross Barkley for 20 mil to Burnley. Obviously, we got Pelly Ruddock on a free. They lost Anderson, Amari Bell. You wouldn't even think they lost. That's not even like their core players. Look, like Ross Barkley, like they didn't even lose like anyone significant. They're just crap. Harvey Vale, actually, they got in and they're playing him left wing back, and he's been absolutely fantastic for them. He did very well against us. But anyway, by the by, that is not the point. What we're saying is, schedule-wise, we've been doing very, 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 very well. A 3-2 win against Millwall, I should say. Tom Cannon, Tommy Conway, Naimichi Ueda on there. And then the 4-0 dismantling of Derby. Derby did that very, very stupid thing that you shouldn't do against us. They played a 4-3-3. They did change up to this 5-2-2-1, whatever you want to call it. But if you look, they use intense pressing. And we literally, I mean, it's there if you can't see it. We dismantled them. They had nothing. We just kept getting in behind and in behind. Tom Cannon scoring a brace. Tom Cannon, what a player. A fantastic championship level striker. If you're managing on FM and you're in the championship, definitely try and pick up Tom Cannon. Consistent performer in the championship. Preston 8 goals. Leicester didn't play because of an injury. Come to us. He's got 12 goals, and that's 20 goals in 2 championship campaigns. And he is actually the second highest goal scorer in the league. He's a higher goal scorer than Tommy Conway. He's flying in the league. A very, 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 very good player. We've got a couple of difficult things, difficult conversations. Tommy Conway is still, it's gone now, but there is still continued interest from Premier League teams, most notably Sheffield United, who are doing quite well this season. Jason, I'm just going to sell you, mate. Oh, look, you've backed down again. Jason Knight, who is not playing for us at all. He actually probably fits into the way I'm looking at transfers and signing players. Undervalued maybe by me, not playing, has got like consistent average ratings, is training very well. He probably fits into that mould. But yeah, we've got some difficult conversations to have and difficult things to look at. Tommy Conway being one of them, Cameron Pring another. Obviously, we would love, and the idea of the save is to have like 8 players in the first team who have come through the academy or we've signed really young classes homegrown at club. Realistically, we can't do that at the moment. Can I stick that in here somewhere? Someone will know where this is. Homegrown status, there we go. Trained in nation. It's not really what I'm looking for, but anyway. Eligibility, yeah, homegrown, 15 to 21. Homegrown at club. I know that does normally pop up sort of in the information thing. Anyway, let's just remove that column. So, I mean, at the minute, technically we have, but we've got 1 trained in club, 2 trained in club in Sam Bell. Obviously, we've got Ronald Jones down there. But so you can see at the minute, there's not really any trained at club other than Tommy Conway. Cameron Pring, I think, should count as homegrown at club. Why is it only showing that? Why is it only showing that? Okay. Very weird. It seems to have deleted Cameron Pring's history. That is very, very strange. Is it just Cameron Pring? It's just Cameron Pring. That's very strange. Yeah, obviously the idea is to get like 8 of them in, and we do have this list. Obviously, players such as Sam Bell's not playing much. Yeboah is out on loan. Cozy Dewberry's still smashing it, but he's only trained in Nation, not trained at club. Raycon Nelson trained at club. Ronald Jones, Charlie Frith. We're probably going to do away with that list for the remainder of the episodes until we get to a certain level. We've updated the training facilities. I'm asking them for the youth facilities, but we are losing money this season. So if we go up and we get the Landforth going up, at the minute we're going up, we're second in league. So we will get the money in, so that's fine. The issue I've got is we're not good enough yet to just stick the youth players in and sort of work around them. So yeah, we need to be in a position where we do need to sign players. That's the thing. I mean, if there's an opportunity to develop a player rather than sign one, fine. But if we're signing one, it needs to be cheap. It needs to be a loan. It needs to be a free loan. Things of that nature. Sort of the way Tom Cannon is. The only thing we're paying for him is if he doesn't play. So he's coming and he's going to play. Someone like Arda Aslan, who's coming in and training and performing very, very well, has got a bit of potential about him. Probably isn't good enough to carry the other youth players, I want to say. But that's sort of the idea we've got to get round. We've just got to be very, very careful. Someone like Lewis Warrington, for example. So Lewis Warrington, we've got a very, very good young holding midfielder in Trevor Grinsell, who they're very similar, okay? They're very similar. Warrington's a bit quicker, a bit more physical. He's got a bit more vision about him. He's just a bit better, okay? He's older. He's 6 years older, so he's going to be better. But we brought Lewis Warrington in knowing that Trevor Grinsell was there and that Trevor Grinsell was going to start getting game time and playing for the 21s. And if you're looking at their attributes, they're very, very much of a muchness. They offer different things, they do, but Trevor Grinsell is developing well. He is now natural as a holding midfielder, which is great because that's obviously where he plays. But by the time he's 18, 19, you would imagine he's the starter. If Lewis Warrington's good enough to hold that position down for the next 3 years, that will put Lewis Warrington into this 25 years of age, so he'd be in his prime. We got him on a free. And look, 6.89, he's been fantastic. He's taking Gabbaman out the team, essentially, because he's offering us something more. He's like he'll sort of circle around here, he'll win the ball back, and he'll play those passes through. And I think he's a big reason why there's 24 goals between Tommy Conway and Tom Cannon. I really, really do. So that's the type of person we need to sign. We again, someone like the Scott's now got 4 goals. We signed him with the option and the view that he will develop in the future and get better. And by the time, I mean, he's 21 now, 22. He's 21. He's not 22 until August, so even into the off season. So by the time he's 23, 24, 25, hopefully we've got a young player ready to come in and step in. And that's the way we wanted to go. The problem is we made mistakes with people like Delhi. We signed Delhi. I'm happy to just let him go, just get his wages off. The club's got enough money. Daniel Maldini, again, somebody who's wanted by a few players only on loan. If we can sell him, great. If not, we'll have to loan him out. But that's the idea. Raycon Nelson, another one, fantastic player. We've sent him on loan to Reading, where he's developing really, really well. We've brought Dango Utara in on loan. I know I sound like a broken record. It makes total sense to me. Do we have any other examples? Not particularly. Cameron Pring at left back, who is probably not going to improve or get any better. 26 years of age, he's probably in about his prime. Can we find someone who's better than Cameron Pring? I believe we probably can. Just having a little look, if we look at my shortlist, Scout Earn shortlist, I did shortlist this guy just to show Andre Borza. Compare him with Cameron Pring. Bearing in mind, Cameron Borza is only 19. They're very much of a muchness. Pring's a bit taller, a bit better in the air, and a bit quicker. But Andre Borza, obviously, he is 19 years of age and he's got a bit about him. Problem is, they've changed it. They've scouted him a bit more. Interesting. It did say that he didn't enjoy big matches, but it looks as though they've got that out of him. So someone like Cameron Borza, Cameron? Well, what about Andre Borza? So he wants to be a star player. He wants to play as many matches as possible. He wants about 25 grand a week. See if we can store that down. But what we're going to do, so we're going to make the offer for Borza with his release clause of 3.2 million. That's the type of signing we want to make. Javier Fernandez, again, he's a young midfielder. He's out of contract. He doesn't want to come to us, unfortunately. Kessler Hayden, he was the idea that he was going to, come and do well and push Pring. Obviously, didn't happen. His loan got cancelled. He's performed very, very well for Derby County, who are doing very, very well in the league. We can remove him now. And then, do you see what I mean? I like this guy, like Abdallah Simmer. Obviously, a fantastic player. It's because of his history as well. Why is the game getting rid of people's history? That's weird. But you've got like Abdallah Simmer, who can play up front, can play sort of either side. Had a fantastic season at Rangers, scoring 8 and assisting 5, 7.21. Hasn't kicked the ball for Brighton. Can we bring him in on loan? They want us to pay his full wages, so he's a no. But that's the idea. That's the type of person we want to get in. Again, like Tom Cannon, and it allows us to then to let other players develop. Let's get rid of that. It allows other players to develop. Someone like Koki Yuruki is just not going to play, so we need to get him gone. I've got ideas. I've got ideas of what I want to do, where I want to go, where we need. Kasim Adams can go. Good Lord. Signed so many players. So many players we signed who we didn't need to sign. It was very silly of us. Players haven't even kicked the ball for us, man. It's crazy. But you can see what I'm trying to do. You can see what I'm trying to say. Even someone like Sam Bell, who he wants to be an important player, he's probably not going to develop much further, although he does fit into sort of the homegrown club rule. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to have him around. So it looks as though Andre Borza is going to come in, which means that in the summer, we'll probably look to move Cameron Pring on. It's how we need to build. We need to build sort of like that constant stream. Again, like Pascal Juan Estrada was brought in as a centre-back. It turns out he's probably a better defensive midfielder than any defensive midfielder we've got. So Gabaman and Pelly Ruddock, I've got to be careful. Their spots are up for grabs. To be honest with you, I wouldn't mind Pelly Ruddock going. I'd rather keep Gabaman. I know I can trust Gabaman rather than Pelly Ruddock, although he is starting to get a bit more injury-prone, which is quite concerning. Andrew Moran will let his trial loan expire. So these are the things we've got to think about. It's hard. It's hard to be, when you set a certain rule for yourself, it's hard to stick to it if you're not set up for it. And I feel as though if we try and just stick to having the youth players playing, we're not going to get to where we need to be financially. We're not going to get to where we need to be in the league. We're basically making it harder for ourselves, and it doesn't make much sense. So what we're going to do, we're going to get into the game against Nottingham Forest. We're going to live com that game. Then we're going to have a little look to see who the scouts have found, who we want to move on, and if there's anybody that we can bring in. Why are the fans so arsey? You're only satisfied with the club vision and culture, and the squad, and the transfers. God. What's the problem then? Well, we're not going to play Swindon or Bristol because they're not in our league. Jesus tonight. So, game against Nottingham Forest then. We will keep it as it is. We will not change anything up. Our knees back, Alanga's back. Warrington cannot play. He's shattered. So, do you know what, Jason? Get in there, son. Tom Cannon is knackered, so the Scott will come in. Everybody else can probably get on with it. No, do you know what? We're going to start Grinsell. Tom Cannon is not even fit enough for the bench. So the only real striking option we've got is to Scott. Maldini can play there. We'll put Maldini on the bench as well. Ronald can play. Do we want Ronald to play? Let's let Ronald play. Let's give Dango a bit of a rest. And we will give Cozy Dewberry a rest as well. Everybody else seems fit enough to play some part in this match. So your lineups then, obviously you've seen ours. We did give Trevor Grinsell the number 8 shirt at the start of the season, just to try and show a bit of faith in the lad. But look at this lineup, my God. Turner, Williams, Warren, Carter, Richards, Freuler, Alex Maiton's probably the only one that's not probably up to scratch yet. I say that, he's going to score against me now. But we get underway. Tom Cannon was not happy about being left out of the matchday squad. I understand it. He just wasn't fit enough, which is a shame because he's been brilliant pretty much all season. We know how De Zerbi will set Nottingham Forest up today. He'll want us to press, so we won't press. Simple as that. What they will do though is they will play out of the back, so we will stop that. Here's Hayden Roberts, Trevor Grinsell. Going to carry us forward. He's given away. You've got to, again, and this is, I'm showcasing what I'm on about, is we've got to think Trevor Grinsell's one of the best players that's come through the academy and probably will be one of the better ones for a good couple of years. He's got the most potential to do well. And even in games like this, we've got to carry him. So I can't carry 8 of them in one go. That's a good ball. Conway's header, well saved by Turner. So I can't carry 8 players like that. So I've got to be careful about who I choose and when I choose them and when I play them. So again, it makes sense. Good interception by Estrada there. He had a through ball for De Scott. He didn't use it, but he's going to go all the way. And go on, Trev. Trevor Grinsell. Oh! Trevor Grinsell with his first goal for the club. Get in. Oh, it could be the first of many. The 16-year-old, good ball by Estrada, sets him. He's placed it, hasn't he? Oh my word. Trevor Grinsell. Thumbs to the back of the shirt. Remember the name. I'm talking about carrying the lads. And oh. Long throw from Cameron Pring. We are starting to try all these out, and we have scored a few off them. There's a ball in for Scott, and that's what I mean. It's not necessarily the actual long throw. It's more the follow-up to it. Like the ball comes in, Scott gets a free hit. We'll see it from this side. Kraft's going to do a long throw. Ueda's in there. Back to Kraft. There's lots of bodies in the box if he can pick someone, and he doesn't. But nice one too. Estrada to Grinsell. Oh my God, Trevor Grinsell's picked out Sam Bell. He's making me eat my words, this lad. And Sam Bell's effort's deflected to Tommy Conway. It's Trevor. You're making me look like a dickhead. I'm trying to explain to the viewers why we don't want to start a bunch of 16-year-olds in the league. Oh, God. Look at the pass. It's left-footed as well. Oh. So, well, I get made to look like a divvy by one of my fantastic youth players. Nottingham Forest get a ball into the box. It's cleared away. Richards. Short to Alanga. Alanga, good turn. Alanga, since De Zerbi has gone into the club, has basically become their starting left winger because there was a period of time it looked as though he was out of favour and that we might have been able to get him in. But there he's again. He's had a good shot and it's a good save by Trott. Oh no, it's a tackle by Grinsell. Trott's great, you know. I didn't think he would be like a decent backup. We obviously wanted the Conquo, and then Brian Tinian went and signed Trott, and I approved it because I wanted to loan a Conquo out, but like an idiot, he keeps rejecting loan moves, so he's just sort of sat in the reserves. But that's fine. You can always have a reserve goalkeeper. But yeah, Trott, every time he's played, has been decent, to be completely honest with you. So the squad building is definitely there. You can see the improvements from last season where we couldn't quite break into the top 2. This season, we've broken into the top 2, and we're using a good mix of players. Gibbs, White over the free kick. Swings it in for Alanga. It's headed away. It falls back to Alanga. Back to Gibbs White. We need to be careful of Alanga. Nico Williams to Dominguez. Appeals for offside. No. And we really need to be careful of Anthony Alanga. He's getting the better of us quite easily. What have we got him on? Nothing. other than showing his weaker foot. I think we need to mark him as well, you know. Let's go in 2-footed on a couple of these as well. I'm a pig. But anyway, we carry on after the goal. Alanga, Kraft as well that time. Good marking. It's another throw-in, which Pring, is he going to launch it? He is. Throws it long. Ronald to Ueda, intercepted by Worrell. He's played it into his own box. That's silly. And that's silly as well. But Bell into Scott! Oh! Scott smashes it. It was Bell who was offside. The dog's staring at me because I'm making noise. You right, mate? There's Cameron Pring. Hayden Roberts. Trevor Grinsell. Estrada. Roberts to Pring. They're pressing us a little bit more now. I think they've changed something up slightly since we took a 2-goal lead, and Pring is definitely being marked out of the game at the minute. Alex Mighton going all the way. Estrada chasing him. Yes, son. And now to Scott, and we look to counter. You're quicker than Worrell. To Scott. Tremendous run. Still to Scott. Still to Scott. Anthony to Scott with a brilliant solo goal. Oh, mate. There's nothing better than when your decisions on Football Manager are vindicated. That is superb from Anthony to Scott. The 21-year-old has just tore Nottingham Forest apart. So not much has happened since that. Every time I talk. Ronald with the corner. Swings it in. You wait. Straight at Matt Turner. See, we're in control, but you're looking at this, and Hayden Roberts is playing a lot of passes into Trevor Grinsell, which is interesting because he doesn't normally do that when Warrington's there, even though I want him to do that when Warrington's there. The match engine this year is there's a lot of like slight changes, and you do notice a lot more that when players are playing, they've got slightly different attributes or slightly different roles or whatever. They do play differently. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. So you're all going to get your first look at Ian Matson in a Bristol shirt. He is going to start at left back for us. Brock Bannon on his DM, Cozy Dewberry on the left, Daniel Maldini up front, and what will probably be his last game for us. And they've made a substitution. Felipe is on for Joe Worrell, and you know what? I don't blame them because he wasn't fit, and he's just been torn apart by Anthony to Scott. So they've gone more direct. They've gone direct and attacking, which, to be honest with you, it kind of suits us. We Daniel Maldini over the ball. Oh! Matt Turner's save. Yeah, we like to play counter-attack. Derby County found out, and now we're on the other side of the River Trent, and it looks as though, well, we're not, we're at home. But Nottingham Forest are going to find out as Matson takes the outswinger. It's headed in. Gabaman can't do anything with it. Here's Alanga, who has got the pace of everybody in this team. Gibbs White. Alanga again. Still Anthony Alanga. Trevor Grinsell. What a tackle, son. So composed. He's 16. He's so composed. Most players I've got would have dived in there. So we've made another sub. Simon Lingbo is on. Ueda's just going to have to dig deep and carry on, as is Ronald, to Scott, Roberts. They're all going to have to dig deep and just see the rest of this game out. As Forrest look to build from the back, as Roberto De Zerbi likes to do. Here's Niakate to Gibbs White, who's popping up in the half spaces at the minute. Dominguez, Alanga chipping it in for Awani. He's a big lad. And Nathan Trott makes an easy save. I'm going to tell you either to man mark. I agree with that. They've now brought Freuler off and brought Yates on. Yates is a player I adore in real life. I think he's a fantastic footballer. Legs. He's another one who doesn't really get used by Nottingham Forest. He's got legs. He's a ball winner. Alanga's injured, thank God. He's the type of player I would like to bring in. But that being said, we don't need him necessarily, so I'm not going to bring him in for the sake of it. Nottingham Forest have a corner now. Here's Richards with the ball in. Oh, it's cleared by Ronald. Good defending. And Gabaman's going to chase Ola Aina. Played out to Richards. Omar Richards! It's the crossbar. Gibbs White with another corner. We're really late into the day here. Our knee brings it down. Good block. Our knee again off the post, but he's an offside on Ryan Yates. You'll see Trevor Grinsell is knackered, and this is what I'm on about. Again, like, he has been fantastic in this game, don't get me wrong, but to ask a 16-year-old to do this every week, every other week, especially in the Championship where you can play up to 52 games a year, it's not fair. It's not right. It'll stifle his development. So using him in fits and spurts makes total sense. And I feel like I've been justified and vindicated, similarly to the way that we've sort of slowly brought the Scott into the team and we're starting to see results. We need to just manage game time. We need to manage the training, the workload, everything like that. We need to manage. And I feel like we've done that very, very, very well. And it looks as though we have got the better of Mr. De Zerbi, Robert De Zebra. We've done him. This throw in will be the end of the highlight. I'm clapping at my monitor because I'm sad. I've got nothing better to do. There I am in my shorts and my trackies. Played very, very well today. Don't get complacent. Oh, Tommy Conway's crying. So a result then that keeps us out of Middlesbrough's reach for now and keeps us within reach of Leeds, who put 5 past Blackpool, trying to outdo us, couldn't. Yeah, just need to look at him again. Look at the lad. Technique. You saw the technique there. Finishing at 12, technique of 14. Only long shots of 8, but you can see it. He's absolutely placed that ball into the back of the net. It's fantastic. Great decision. What a player. What a player. If we look at his development, his progress, he's up and down, but you will see that. But he's just fantastic. That lad's going to be some player. Give him the 6 years that Warrington has on him, and he'll just be fantastic. Another one, Anthony De Scott, who again, by the coach reports, his lack of determination apparently should hinder him. I don't think that does. If you look at his graph, he's very, 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 very good. Very, very good player. And yeah, so we're going to have a little look at some transfers now. Ethan Williams is doing fantastically at Tranmere again. But we're going to have a little look at some transfers now. Obviously, there's some scouting reports coming in. Koki Saito. Oh, Koki. Great player. So we're going to have a little look at some of the scouting reports. It does look as though, as I did mention earlier, the left back's going to come in, the Romanian lad, Andrei Borza, who will be like the long-term and potentially immediate replacement for Cameron Pring. Got to build for the future here and think about what we're doing. So again, like someone like Simon Alexander Santos Lingbo, who's come in, Filipino, has come in from the Indonesian league, wasn't it? Yeah, Indonesian league, and come in as on a 6.96 average rating. I don't want to say Moneyball, but it essentially is, isn't it? Chavez. Anyone want him? No. Fuck's sake. This intermediary thing is so annoying. Surely somebody wants Delhi. Nobody wants Delhi. Not loaning Warrington out. Nobody wants Koki from the looks of it. Okay, so we'll have a little look. We'll advance a day and we'll have a little look. So if we have a look at the squad, they seem to think that this defensive midfield is lacking. I don't tend to agree. I think Estrada's got it locked down. He's very consistent, a very fit player. And then we've got Gabaman as the rotation with Pelly Ruddock. There's a lot in there. Ross McCrory's come back. Just go, Ross. I've treated him so poorly. I feel sorry for him. Just go. And we've got some players in the under-21s who are still wanted. Osman Kamara being one of them. Stefan Bajic, who just doesn't want to seem to leave. He is wanted, though. Who's he wanted by? Loans. He's out of contract in the summer. He will be going. There's a couple of players out of contract. Arthur Okonkwo still doesn't seem to want to go. Will you go to Tranmere? Because I guarantee you'll be better off at Tranmere than you will in our under-21s, mate. Aslan is wanted by Ebbsfleet. Don't really want to loan him out. Tom Bayliss looks like he's going to be coming back. Michael Rosiak, who again is just performing well in different positions. You see he started playing centre-back in some games, seems to be doing very, very well in the under-22s as well. So, yeah, again, we want to use our scouting assignments and we've kind of set the precedent on that. Who is Liam Morrison? Scottish centre-back who plays for Bayern Munich. Where did he come from? Wigan? Where did he come from? Celtic, went on a free to Bayern. So again, if we were looking for centre-backs, he, in theory, would be somebody that we were looking at. 24 games for Wigan in League One, a 6.82 average rating, available for loan, a cheap loan from the looks of it as well. We need... I'd like to bring Simmer in, but he's too much. Buonanotte is a fantastic player, but we don't need somebody in that position. Where's Burns? From Middlesbrough? No. Stan Mills. He's had a bit of a boost on this. So let's have a little look through the recruitment focuses then. As always, with it being January, we will have a little look. Oh, that's a point. We've actually had to look for a new scout, and we do now have a technical director because we give Julian Ward the director of football role because he's just so much better than Brian Tinnion. Brian Tinnion is now the technical director. But let's say for argument's sake, we want another DM, really. Ball winning midfielder. No, we need a defensive midfielder, don't we? So is there any available for free transfer? There's a couple. There's Matthias Usa, who it normally gives you a report, so we'll give him a trial. So again, we're using what we've got at our disposal. Director of football being one of them. Clear them. We'll then do the same again. Defensive midfielder. Anyone for an end of contract defensive midfielder. There's a couple knocking about. Benedict Gimber, who looks as though he would run through a brick wall for you. And last season got a 6.67. This season's on a 7.04. Playing for Heidenheim, who I think are in the second tier. Yeah, 2 Bundesliga, it's Zweiliga. I actually quite like the look of him, you know. Ask agent, we're keen. He wouldn't be interested. Well, sod you, Benedict Gimber. Jamie Grau, not as interested. Mfulu is an interesting one. It's just a proper DM or ball winner. 30 years of age. Fits the profile. Wouldn't get any better, but again, it allows us to have Grinsell rotating in the team. Is he better than Knight? Obviously, Knight's a very different player, isn't he? He's a lot better than Knight, though. Let's see what Mafulu would want. Again, he wouldn't be interested. But stop recommending them then. Okay, clear away. So then look again. Defensive midfielder on loan. Here we go. This is what we like to see. So we have got Shea Charles from Southampton, Mark Casado, who was on loan at us last year from Barcelona, if you remember, 6.67, has made his Premier League debut. There's Ignacio Miramon from Lille. Ow. I've just kicked that stool with my broken toe. Shit, red. Right, okay, now this guy's quite interesting. So he went from Gymnasia to Lille, was thrust into the first team, didn't really perform, but still managed 3 assists. He then, this season, has only made 9 appearances, but with 8 starts, 2 assists, 2 player of the matches, and a 6.98 average rating. A proper, industrious attack. He'll do a bit of everything, this guy. 10 grand a week. See if we can get that off. I think we've just found our defensive midfielder. Ignacio Miramon, Lille. Good player. Looks like a really good player. And then what we will do as well, we'll just have a little look while we're here. Again, let's look at the scout. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to look at the recruitment focuses. Contract players out of contract, in and around sort of everywhere. I've told them to look. So it depends if I do this. Can I sort by recruitment focus? No, that's a bit annoying. But what I can do on this is look at players' average ratings at a glance. So if we sort by recommended to an A, it's going all over the place, isn't it? And look at sort of the average ratings of players. Again, like someone like Ryan Yates, who I did mention, 6.75, has not played that many games from the looks of it. No, 4 off the bench, probably skews it a little bit, but we do have the option. I'm not signing Ryan Yates, by the way. I'm just saying we do have the option of looking at the data. Consistent is what I'd say, 6.75. That's in the Premier League too. So again, he is a very, very good player. Who else is knocking about on there? Jamie Shackleton looks quite interesting. Oswin Apollos, 23 years of age. Last season got a 6.96. This year's got 7.19. A winger, much in the mould of, I'd say, Ronald is. Who scouted him? Julian Ward scouted him, so I trust this opinion quite highly. He's susceptible to injuries and he doesn't enjoy big matches, so we'll take a miss on him. But you can see the idea. This is what we want. This is how we're trying to find players. Maybe some undervalued players, maybe players who have fallen out of favour at their clubs. Let's say, for argument's sake, transfer list of players. Let's have a little look at that. So for argument's sakes, Spriggett and Yates and Shackleton we would look at. But again, it depends on sort of how many appearances. Can I add that in there? Insert column. Stats general. Should we do minutes? Let's do minutes. Here we go. We can have a little look then. So again, like Tony Spriggett has played 200 minutes this season. 6.75, so he's probably about your average. I don't like the look of him, but you can see again, this is the idea because we need to find these players. I mean, this guy, he's transfer listed. Hans Nicolucci Caviga, an Italian DM from Juventus. The first team from the looks of it. 6.96 average rate and has played 663 minutes. It looks as though he's not very good in the air and needs to learn the language. Enjoys big matches, consistent, a lot of pace, works really hard. He's the type of player I like. Good determination, tries killer balls often and dictates tempo. That is Lewis Warrington, where I'd want Lewis Warrington to be. That is a mix between Lewis Warrington and Trevor Grinsell, isn't it? 800k, third one for him. Would he fancy it? He would. I reckon we might be able to get him in on loan first, you know? We would. Non-selected. Okay. We might be cooking. Ryan Manning, again, is another one who we would look at, but is maybe a bit over the hill. Maybe not quite what we need. Unless this was like a 7.5 and he had played that many minutes, I wouldn't really bother. Niall Ennis, no. Yeah, I like this guy, like Colin Dagbert, 26 years of age, transfer listed to PSG. He's played 1,356 minutes and got 7.12 average rating. I imagine that's for the reserves. It is. He's out of contract. He's 26 years of age. His report, again, got a couple of the bad things that you don't want to see in there, so he's a no. I don't really think we need anyone other than the left back and like the DM situation that we needed to resolve. I don't really think we need anybody else, to be honest with you. I mean, this guy at MK Dons could be a bit of a gem. 2,855 minutes. The scout report from Tonino Cruz, who, if you have a look at him, is very, very good at judging potential and ability. He wouldn't like to play it'd take him a little while to fit, but he's cheap. He's got everything consistent. He's good in the air. He's a good pro. He's quite technical, good teamwork. I quite like the look of him. You want 14 grand a week? But again, if you have a little look and you think of someone like Kasim Adams, he's better than Kasim Adams, isn't he? Yes, he's a lot better than Kasim Adams. Yes, intermediary, get him gone. It's coming this evening. You're gone. Get out of my club. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Anyone else? Anyone else? No one wants Chavez. No one wants Delhi. No one wants Yuruki. Oh, he's just being a bum, isn't he? What a bum. But that's why we set like the scouting focuses up, and we keep them. Oh, look at that! He's overtaken Charlie Frith by nearly 240 days to become our youngest ever goal scorer. That is lovely, Trevor Grinsell. That is fantastic. Julian Ward said no. We are letting Julian Ward loan people out. Fantastic. I mean, I'm surprised we got him. You see, he's had a massive wage increase to 5.5K to go to director of football. But I mean, if you wanted him as your loan manager, there's not really much more you could want from this level. He's fantastic. So we let him pick. He doesn't think that camera did. That's fine. That's fine. That should free up wage budget. That should free up wages. It does free up wages. Yes. And loan spots. Yes. Al Ahly have offered Kimmich a contract. Kimmich going to Saudi Arabia. Because it looks like we're going to get the two lads in on loan. I've rejected their trial offers for the other two guys. But I feel like we're building. We're building something. We're replacing players we need to replace, trying to push players out the door. We still haven't had that offer in for Kasim Adams, and I'm really annoyed. It's got the England under-21s on in the background there. I don't think they're called the under-21s anymore, are they? It's got like a mad name now. But Jarrett Brandthwaite is the captain. Fantastic. So Tom Bayliss is back from his loan. Nobody wants him. Nobody wants Tom Bayliss. He's another one. There's a lot of players we signed that we just shouldn't have. Before we put like an actual rule in and said we're doing this, we just sort of threw shit at the wall to see what stuck. And in reality, not a lot stuck. So here we go. Kasim Adams wants to go to Al Fire, and you go, my friend. Al Fire, who are in the Saudi leagues, Al Fire Club. Any notable players there? Anyone we should know about? Not particularly. Probably be their biggest signing. So that's fine. Team selection advice against Reading. I'm happy to rotate. Not a problem there. Not a problem, love. Obviously, the cost is still wanted. Oh, Cardiff on Chavez. Cardiff on Chavez. You can have him for nothing, lads. You can have him for nothing, lads. You can have him for nothing. Daniel Maldini. Intermediary to get rid of. There's always that going for us, and there's a few players look like they're out the door. Not many players seem to be wanted. We look like we're strengthening the right way this time. I'm a bit concerned about the higher earners like Delhi not being able to be shifted. But it is what it is. The January transfer window is always a hard sell. But we're losing Adams. The two lads from Brighton have gone. It looks like we're going to get two new lads in, at least two, potentially three. Hopefully the left back signs. That was definitely a hard sell to bring the left back in. But I think the funds in bringing Adams out of the club would free up the funds to bring him in, particularly his wages. He wants quite a high wage for a 19-year-old. But the green shoots are there. We look good. We're performing well. The transfers make more sense, and I'm trying to make transfers with these lads in mind. Is there a way we can get them first team football? Is there a way we can make them a vital part of the team? And if that means them going out on loan at some point, that means them going out on loan at some point. I've not got an issue with that. I've just got to be very, very, very careful with the squad balance from now on. These are just thoughts going through my head. Again, I don't really like doing transfer windows on camera. I like sort of just going away and then talking about it afterwards because again, you can go from pillar to post and setting myself strict rules for the first time ever in a transfer window has been quite hard. So we're still struggling to shift these lads. So I'm offering most of them out for loan. Uruki, I'd happily just let him leave. Gianfranco Chavez was wanted by Cardiff, wasn't he? Apparently not their first option anymore, but I'm tempted to. You can have him for nothing. How about that? But we've offered Delhi and Maldini out on loan with half wages filled by us. So yeah, there's a couple of staff signing new deals. Simon Lingbo's now injured. Fantastic. So we're getting there. We're slowly getting there. For the first 2 days of a transfer window, and I feel like we've pretty much covered everything we needed to cover, which is interesting. Obviously, things can happen and things can change. Pelly Ruddock leaving the club would be one of those things that could potentially change. He's really interested in leaving. There's no interest in him. Yeah. Doesn't want to go. Again, someone has just signed for the sake of signing. I've been so bad for it on this save, like really bad for it. De Scott is obviously still wanted for loan. I would like to send him out on loan. Wrexham want him, who aren't doing great down there. I would like to send him out on loan so he gets like the full, like a full season, a full half season under his belt. But he's foil. He's the cover for Cannon and for Conway, and he's doing very, very well. So I'm not going to loan him out. So a couple of loan offers starting to come in. Bajic going to go out on loan to League One. It looks like we'll let him go. McCrory, yes, fee, go. A fee from McCrory. A Conquo's turning down loads. Miramon has turned us down. Now that's interesting. It looks as though they've now taken him off the loan list, but would then still happily take a loan deal for him. That is weird. That's really weird. I'm going to play this game off camera and we'll be back. Yeah, we're out there. We're out the FA Cup to League One Reading. We just didn't get going. We couldn't get going at all. It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh God. So Daniel Maldini looks like he's going to go to Rotherham to be a fringe player. Did he accept that? I feel like he didn't. No, he never accepted it. Go on, sod off. Off you go. Off you pop. I might need to take back control of the young players' loans. We'll see. No one wants Delhi. No one wants Delhi. See if they take him on a free. So see if they take him on a transfer on a free. No one wants no one wants Uruki as well. No one wants Gianfranco Chavez, even on a free. What about a loan? Let's just get him out the club. Just get him out. Get out of my sight. So Kasim Adams is on his way to Saudi, which means 1.4 mil in the bank. I think it was 16 grand's worth of wages coming in, which will allow us to bring the new left back in, and the left back who will push, potentially even become the starting left back. That is obviously the intention, but will become the starting left back over Cameron Pring. So there you go. Kasim Adams gone. 1.5 mil. Came in, stunk the gaff out, and left. So yeah. There's a lot to be said about how poorly we handled the first transfer window. We've gone back in for Miramon. I really want him gone. I really want Miramon. So we've got an offer for Delhi from Reading. Again from Reading. They'll take him, future fee after matches played of 0. That's fine. You go. Ross McCrory is also gone. I'm shipping people out left and right here. And Oxford have gone in for Delhi. What's Oxford's offer for Delhi? Is it the same offer? Oxford have made an offer of nothing. Aldini's gone. Delhi's gone. I think. I think. Oh, God. So we're freeing up wages. And then that's the main thing. We're currently spending we've got about 40k's worth of wages there, lads. Got about 40k's worth of wages and a good young left back coming in. Potentially 2 lads in the whole midfield role who will give us a bit of cover and allow like Warrington and Gabaman and that to rotate in and out. So, Julian Ward has made an offer for an 18-year-old centre-back, potentially worth up to 165k, who's played 33 games and an average rating of 7.25 from Generation Foot in Senegal. Ooh, hello. He looked 18. 17 position, 14 mark and 13 tackling. Good jumper, mate. Come. Andre Boza is coming in. Andre Boza, 19 years of age. That is one I wanted over the line. We scouted for a long time. Had to give him a minimum fee release clause again to the clubs higher up. But I think we're getting promoted this season, so that'll be gone next season. I think. I've jinxed it. So Andre Boza is in. They think he's now worth about 12.5 to 17.5 million pounds. His report is saying he's consistent, he's determined, he can play in the Prem in the future. He's an international, he's got good pace, can play in a few positions. Again, peripheral and that's fine by me. Bring him in, wing back attack is what we play on that side. I think he's very, very capable of doing that. And for the time being, we will make him available for the under-21s team just to let him bed in. I think that's how you get him. When they're in the peripherals of the squad and you don't think he's playing, stick him in the under-21s. That's what I would say. Get him on an intensive course. Get Roberts to put an arm around him. Miramon is agreed now. Hey, we're cooking. And Raekwon Nelson continues his scintillating form of 8 goals and 6 assists in 29 appearances for Reading. 3 Player of the Match awards. Again, he's just getting better and better and better. Interesting thing to look out for is Dango Utara favourite clubs is Bristol. So if anything happens with Dango, there's a potential we can bring Dango back. So then the under-21s is going to look like this then. As I said, we do sort of force players into positions. Okonkwo in goal, Borza at left back, Knight level, Lapham, no right back, so it'll generate someone in there. Berg and DM, who's coming on quite well. Obviously, Grinsell will play. Doherty out on the left, who, again, he looks like he's going to be a great player, but just maybe not for us. Kamara out on the right, and Arslan and Holden up front. Maldini is now wanted by West Brom. You can go. And Hans Nicolussi Caviglia is on his way in. The first of the loan signings. $6,000 a week. Good player. Good player. He will be as the ball winner, I believe we said he was going to be. Tries killer balls, often dictates tempo. Yeah, like a ball winner on support. Like he's going to be like the mix between Grinsell and Lewis Warrington. So again, we're cooking with our squad registration. We obviously didn't need to register Andrea Borza with him being an under 21, but we do need to register Hans. So he's going to go in there. And did I just see that idiot Chavez has wanted again? Where are you, Chavez? Where's he gone? There he is, Chavez. Wanted by QPR on loan. Free loans, lads. Free loans, you can have them. You can have them. So Bajic has gone on loan to Stockport. A couple of scouting reports coming in. Keane Lewis Potter wanting to leave. That might be interesting in the future. Stoke, Diouf has got considerable interest from elsewhere, but look at us, lad. We're good. Yeah, regular star. You can be regular star. You can definitely be regular star, sir. I'm not gonna. Just take it. He wants in. He wants in. We have to try and force Fallow Diouf in. He was going to make his debut in this game. Andre Borzat. Sprained knee ligaments. It's not a recurring injury. Yeah, it's a one-off. So a good start to your career, son. So Andre Borzat, you're going to drop back down to the bench. Ian Matson, you can be recalled. So we're going to do the Stoke game. Stoke City away, and then we're going to leave it at that, and we will come back at like early Feb, end of Jan, and sort of discuss what we've done. But hopefully you can see the mistakes I've realised and the mistakes we realised we made, and hopefully you can see the wheels turn and you can see what we're trying to do. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like doing transfer windows. I really, really don't. Because it makes me feel stupid. It makes me feel as though I'm like, oh, I've made a mistake. Look at all the mistakes I've made. Here's everybody seeing the mistakes I've made. Because you don't like doing that, do you? You're like, oh, and look at this lovely player I found, and I signed him for £2 million. He's now worth 60. A couple of responses to the Scout advert have come in. Somebody who we looked at before was Ibrahim Bar. He's a French scout, used to be at Milan, but he's actually got a bit of like world knowledge: Senegal, Belgium, Spain, Italy, Ivory Coast. So he might be an interesting one to come in. Again, similarly is Oliver Felice, who has got again pretty much the same, but a bit of Portugal thrown in there. Miguel Rios, Gabbiadini, just Italy and England, so he's a no. Although, interestingly, was Tottenham's chief scout for a while. Steve Jones has been around the blocks. What about Charney? We're going to go for Bar again, I think. Go for Bar again. Hopefully that then lets us do another scouting. Not mind about recruitment focus. Cozy Dewberry has dropped down ever so slightly, but I feel like he's leveling out in terms of his current ability, and we are obviously getting better players in. And Chavez, it looks like he's going to go. Finally, it looks as though Gianfranco Chavez is going to go, and that'll be fine as long as we get the Senegalese lad in. Get out of it, get out. Fitness test. Matson's available, as is Simon Santos Lingbo. Uruki is not fit, but you did see the lineup in the pre-match screen there. So Stoke obviously they're struggling, but they have still got Jordi Cruyff in at the club. We will probably bring Nicolucci on. Sam Bell is not fit enough to feature, so we'll put Grinsell in there. Let's put Grinsell in there. And we're going to go with that. So, lineups then. Max O'Leary, our former goalkeeper, hopefully gets relegated. I hate you, Max O'Leary. You cost us playoffs in the last game. I've just high-fived a bald man. It's a very bold thing to say with somebody with a hairline like mine, but it's not gone yet. Long video, this one. Hopefully appreciated. It's hard to not find the time, but to find the what's going to interest people. I have been trying to have a little look, and I have been sort of doing like the analytics. Sorry, I know these idiots are going to play from the back, so we're going to stick that on straight away. I've been trying to look at the analytics. I know the retention's not great, but we are a small channel relatively to most other people, and it only really takes that one to take off, doesn't it? It's Josh Laurent nearly scores. Timo Horn back in the starting lineup makes a good save. And it looks like we're going to stick with the highlight. He's launched it. Not something we do often, to be honest. But, okay. Cristiani with a free kick. It's blocked. Here's Scott McKenna, sorry. Kieran McKenna's the manager. Kazawa to full Rossini. Puts it over the bar. He doesn't. It's blocked by Tom Cannon. So there's going to be a corner for Stoke. Kazawa with the corner. Swings it in. McKenna's header had to be tipped by Horn. Hi, Princey. Kazawa with the corner again from this side. Whips it in for Norton Cuffy. It's headed away, and Tom Cannon can pick it up and dribble us out of danger, can he? He certainly can. So we go forward now with Tom Cannon. Goes back to Hayden Roberts. Estrada. Oh, lovely run by Cameron Pring. He overlapped Cozy Dewberry well. And he's got a chance to get it across. Dango's done really well. He did well to get that on target, Dango Otara, because that was a poor cross. They're having a lot of the ball, Stoke Lona. So we're going to put Cannon as the poacher because they are playing quite high and they are playing with wing backs. It should come through in a minute. And we're going to give them a bit of an encourage because I feel like we're just missing something. There's just something not quite there. Do you know what? I'm going to put them both as poachers. Cristiani with another free kick for Stoke, and it's blocked by Estrada again. Cristiani with the corner. We're not at it. 25 minutes in, and Stoke. We can't afford to drop point. Oh my God, Cameron Pring's got. That's a brilliant header from Cameron Pring. Leeds have taken the lead as well against Blackburn there, so we can't afford to drop points if we want to keep the pressure on. Cannot afford to. Yeah, inverted wing backs on either side they've got. An inverted wing back and an inverted fullback. So if we're focusing on the left like we are doing, we should be doing a bit better. Right, O'Leary to take it short to McKenna. Laurent back to O'Leary. We're going to force him to play it. McKenna, Laurent. They're playing it out really well, actually. Oh, Tommy Conway. Go on, Tommy. Get your cross in if you can. You look through Tara. It was the right ball. Stoke survive. But we do win it back again. Tommy Conway again. Cozy Dewberry. Good first touch. Good second touch. Good third touch. And drags it wide. In fact, it took a deflection, which Lingbo will take. He's not had a good game, Lingbo. And his corner's not great either. Dango back out to Lingbo. I think he's off there. Cozy Dewberry. Yeah, he was off. You can see. Or maybe not, I'm in the way. But the strikers are doing a lot better since we changed into poachers. So poachers on this, like the idea of Cozy Dewberry now is there a ball at the back post. There is. Falls to Lingbo. Cozy Dewberry, get your shot away! And Mario Cozy Dewberry with a little trivella, a little outside of the foot. That was a topo. It's a great ball in. It's headed away. We keep it alive. Lingbo out to Cozy Dewberry. And it is. It's a little outside of the foot, bottom corner. The poachers on this, in previous games, would literally just sort of stand on the last man. Good effort. They do a lot more this year. If they've got high work rate, they will run again. The match engine has changed. I think people need to realise that. And play the game to that rather than trying to play it as it used to. And that's not a bad corner. Conway back out to Cozy Dewberry, who's onside. He's lost out to Norton Cuffy, who's going to counter. And that's the end of the highlight. So we are going to make changes at half-time. Cozy Dewberry is tired despite scoring. So we're going to bring Ronald on that side. Lingbo was surviving for now, but he's only bumped up because of his assist. And we will bring Caviglia in. We're going to let him play. We're going to give him a half of football and try and bed him in sort of the hard way. If it fails, we do have options on the bench, and Cannon and Conway will carry on up front. Do you know what? I am going to bring Lingbo off because he's probably going to get himself bloody sent, isn't he? So second half underway. Kraft, Caviglia and Ronald on. I'm interested to see what Caviglia offers. That's what he offers. What a ball. What a take as well. Oh my God. I was nearly shouting boom. Tom Cannon. What a touch. Tell you what, mate, if that's the technical ability that Nicolosi is going to bring to this team, I think that's a cracking loan signing. Josh Laurent wins the header. Timo Horn. He is still the best signing I've made on FM24, you know. Dango with a really deep free kick. He's gone near post to Kraft. He's going to cut it back to Cameron Pring, to Ueda with a left-footed effort straight at O'Leary. Don't know if I agree with that set-piece routine, you know. So the Scott's going to come on as a... Why do you look nervous? No pressure. Everyone's looking a bit tired, to be honest. All looking a bit tired. Intercepted. Here's Dango. Dango Tara to the Scott. What can he make happen? The Belgian. It's a good run. He's found Dango Tara. He's found Estrada. It's come through to Ronald. It's 2. And should be game over. We will bring... No. We're going to manage his minutes. I'm not bringing Grinsell on. That would be too easy to do, wouldn't it? John Philip Kabaman can come on. But again, like the Scots done exactly what I was talking about. Poachers, the description is always like they'll sit on the last shoulder, get crosses in if they need to. I think the actual attributes play a lot more into it now than than what they used to. I feel like the role is adapted. I actually think it's better. And I think if you look at someone like Haaland, he's a poacher on the game. It's Kraft's long throw. Nicolosi loses it. Here's Prestiani, closed down by Pring. Wilmot to Lawrence. Yeah, I feel like they've adapted it. And like Haaland, although could play a complete or advanced forwards, plays as poacher. So I actually prefer it, to be completely honest. Osborne closed down. Vigdal. Oh, it's a great turn. Oh, it's a good save, Timo Horn. So Ben Osborne with the corner. Going to whip it in. Looking for Wouterberger. Ronald away. Well done. Ronald and Berger in the same sentence. Blackburn have got a goal back against Leeds. John Buckley. Go on, lads. Come on. Them dropping points would be perfect end to the video, wouldn't it? I think this could potentially be Jordi Cruyff's last game as well. I think we've got him the sack. Ben Osborne now with a deep free kick. 3 minutes remaining. Headed away by Pring. Vigdal to Wouterberger. Oh my lord. What a goal from Wouterberger. What a goal. Look at this. Headed down by Vigdal and bang. Oh my god, that's perfect strike. The dip on that right at the end, just under the bar. Nothing Timo Horn can do about it. We just need to be careful because their tails will be well up now. Prestiani, who's caused us problems all game. Looking for Valise, who's a big lad. He's won his header. It's out for a corner. This is not good. Come on, lads, switch on. Leeds have taken a 3-1 lead against Blackburn now. I feel like that encouraged stop the highlight happening, so I'll take the hit. Vigdal to Wouterberger. Ben Pearson with a chance to shoot. Good block. Wilmot over the bar. And that should be the end of the game. It is. It's a 7th straight win in the league. I think. 7th? I'm going to say 7th. So that result then keeps us in second place. We are now 4 points ahead of Middlesbrough, who lost to Ipswich. Obviously, Ipswich put on a strong showing last season when we were in and around the playoffs. It's good. It gives us a bit of leeway. We've got some favourable fixtures coming up. We've got Stoke, West Brom, and then Fulham. West Brom in 20th, Fulham in 6th, Preston 16th, Coventry 19th. Yeah, some favourable fixtures coming our way.
Nicolussi Caviglia, I mean, they only won 800 grand for him. I might have to activate that at the end of the season. That first pass he did. Oh, we've got no one who can play a pass like that. But yeah, we're going to leave that at there. We'll just, again, Ephraim Yeboah scored again. He's getting better and better. Raekwon Nelson doing well. It was 7, I was right. 7 straight victories in the league. So we'll just skip ahead one day and see if any other transfers happen. So we're not leaving you on a limb. Obviously, if anything else does happen, we will talk about it at the start of the next episode. Now, nothing happening. Going to decline that. And yeah, okay, we're going to leave that there. So thank you very much for watching once again. A very, very long episode today. Very long. So I hope you appreciate that one. Yeah, I've got nothing more to say. We're going to win the fucking league. Right, nice one. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and we will see you all next time for the Ashton Gate 8.